Ian Rapoport went on the Pat McAfee show today. Shout out YouTube content creators, and said that, he really could see Jimmy Garoppolo staying on the Niners another season. The longer that he's on the roster, the more likely it is that he stays another season. And he goes, really, why would that be such a bad thing? Another year for Trey Lance to sit and marinate? Really? That's what he said. And so, one, I put total stock into that. It's Ian Rapoport. I would think that means it's a real possibility. But two, I can't forget, okay, the day of the Vikings game, the morning of his little news drop on Sunday, he said, so this week, Kyle Shanahan left the door open for Jimmy Garoppolo to come back in 2022. Allow me to shut that door. And he had this whole dramatic thing, and his plan is still to trade him. And he was so dismissive because people like me and you were starting to put the pieces together and be like, hey, they don't use Trey Lance anymore. There's no more Trey Lance package. He's not getting inserted into games and blowouts. What the hell is going on? And so he did that. And I asked Jimmy Garoppolo after that game. They won. I was like, hey, Jimmy, did you hear the report today? Did you hear the report that you're not coming back next year no matter what? Oh, save a Super Bowl run. And he was like, man, I was just focused on the game. And that was a good answer. Now Ian Rapoport walking it back. Can we get a retraction, Ian? Anyway, I think this is very interesting. What do you think of Ian's latest report and complete flip-flop?
The flip-flop, I think this all just goes, again, this is a little bit of spin from the 49ers. It goes back to when the report came out from Rapoport during the season. He was basically parroting what the 49ers front office had said at the time of the trade for Trey Lance, right? After they traded for Trey Lance, there was the whole spin of, we can keep Jimmy Garoppolo for 2 years. We're fine with that. Right. And Jork had said, I have no problem with keeping him. That's fine. Yeah. And at that point, when that report came out from Rapoport that he's gone, where were the 49ers at that point? They were 5-5, right? They were in the middle of their kind of rebound, early on in their rebound period. They had been had gone from, I think, 3-5 to 5-5 at that point, going into taking on Minnesota. So I think that's where that whole why that was the doors being shut, because they weren't in the playoff hunt or the Super Bowl race at that point.
Right. They were competing with the Vikings just to be a wild card team, and winning that day kept them alive. They were walking a tightrope at the end of that season. Look, I totally believe this report. I think Jimmy's coming back this year because, think about it. We're supposed to believe that they're going to trade him right before training camp starts. How? Who's going to have cap space? Who's going to have $27 million in cap space to trade for Jimmy then? So they could, no OTAs, no mini camp, just come in right before training camp, learn our offense. Jimmy with his super high football IQ, learn our offense hella quick and be our starter. Like, what? That doesn't seem realistic at all. I don't see it. A trade and then releasing Jimmy Garoppolo so they could use the cap space on what? What's the point? You know what I mean?
Yeah, at that point, they're not going to, the 49ers wouldn't be utilizing. The only way that the 49ers, it benefits the 49ers with the cap is that money rolls over to the next year.
Of course,
right?
Of course. But they don't care about that. They'd rather have a third-round comp pick. A third-round comp pick a year down the line means more to the 49ers than rolling over $25 million in cap space, and that's real. You know it is. I don't know why.
No, I understand. I hear you, and I do believe I'm with you. I've stated more than I've stated too many times that I think that the 49ers are going to be bringing back Jimmy Garoppolo to the point where everybody thinks I'm joking about it, but it's something that I'm dead serious.
I think he's coming back. I think he's coming back.
I'm dead serious that I think he's going to be around. It doesn't. Here's the thing. I don't know I know we're going to be getting into some of this other stuff probably down the road, but it makes sense to bring him back in some ways. It doesn't make him sense when we look at the salary cap hit for a backup quarterback, but I'm all for having Jimmy Garoppolo come back and have a little bit of pressure on Trey Lance to take over the job. I really am. I don't think it should hurt him.
Okay, so what's gonna happen is Trey Lance will essentially have an audition, right? Minicamp, OTAs, you get all the first team reps, all of them. And if things go well, you probably get all the first team reps. Oh, well, I don't even know. Just see what happens. The audition is minicamp and OTAs. Let's see how you do. If you do great, maybe they cut Jimmy, although I don't see it. If you struggle, then they still have Jimmy. So it's sort of like a safety net again, and I think they are legitimately afraid of the unknown with Trey Lance and don't really know what to expect. So, yeah, I think Ian's finally got it right. It took him a while.
I think I think he's he's onto something because Rapoport usually is pretty solid on this kind of stuff unless you're asking him about who the 49ers are going to pick at number 3. Otherwise, they're usually pretty good with that.
I spent like $100 on this freaking 4K camera, and it's always out of focus. What the hell is this, man? Yo, okay, there we go.
There you go. Sit back further.
Yeah, I guess. I'd like an apology from Ian Rapoport, though. We were talking about this in October, and he went on NFL Network and said, allow me to shut that door. Dude, that's epic, man. You can't say that. We need an apology. I'll accept an apology, though. Anyone who apologizes, I accept. But, dude, you threw us off the scent. We had this in October, and you blew it. And you didn't even have inside information, man. You were just repeating old information like it was new. What was that? I was lazy journalism. I was bad journalism, Ian. Seriously, look at my face. Am I joking? We want a retraction and an apology. Thomas Dela Cruz says, if Jimmy is back, the Boo Birds will be at Levi's, and I can't wait. Oh, I can't wait. Revenge Tour 3.0. It'll be better than the first two. Way better.
Yeah.
It'll be way better.
Uh-huh.
Eduardo says, Grant, the 49ers will wait until one of these quarterbacks get hurt to trade Jimmy. Doesn't always happen.
Yeah, I think that might be the plan that they're kind of following along. But that's like you just said.
That's best case scenario.
Correct.
Trey Lance knocks it out of the park. The quarterback gets hurt. They trade Jimmy Garoppolo for 3 first-round picks. That's the best for